Hey, it's Joe Glines with The-automator, and sorry if I'm a little echoey. I'm still in the middle of moving between homes. I don't have internet at my new home, so my office here is pretty vacant, and it can get a little echoey. Anyway, the other day, Jackie and I were doing a podcast, which you'll probably see this before that one's actually released because we have a queue there. But we were demonstrating ways to back up your files, and I wanted to show you how to do this using the restore current file in AutoHotkey Studio. So Studio, in your given folder, there'll be a folder called, wherever you're saving it, look for a folder called AHK Studio Backup. And then there, you'll have a folder named the file name that you're working on. And then there, it's going to have all these different versions. But first, so this one doesn't have one at the moment. So I'm going to say 1, and I'm going to save this. And then I'm going to add another line 2, and I'm going to save it. Oh, there we go. Save it. Now see that when that turns green, that means Studio says, hey, we've saved this change. I'm going to add 3. I'm just adding some stuff here. Now I'm going to add the new line. So that red means it hasn't been saved. Now it's been saved. Let's do one more. 4, new line, save it. Okay. Now let's say this is weeks later and I'm working on this and go, yo, crap, there was some stuff in here I did before and I messed it up since then. So I want to look at my previous versions of this file. I could come here and navigate to that folder and find, what is this, restore current file. So restore current file example. Now here, they're all time-stamped. And I know this is hard to read at first, but it's 2020, 8/26, which is when I'm doing this, and this is the time, right? But you can come in here, and of course with Studio, hit Alt+M, and say, yeah, you can type restore current file, or you can use the initials RCF, and there we go, restore current file, because that's a fuzzy search, right? And it emphasizes the first characters more. So I'm going to click this, and it's going to bring up, here are those files that we saw. Here's the most current one saved at 12:23 at 09 seconds, but this was the version at 4 seconds. This was the one slightly earlier with 2 and 1, and here's before I had saved it with any of them. So I could come in here, and I think on this, I could restore selected, and that would revert my file here, or I believe I can come in here and just copy, like let's say I wanted to copy one line. I can copy it and then go put that wherever I want. Right, so this is built into Studio. You do have to have backups turned on, and I think by default backups are on. So let's say Alt+M, backup, yeah, backup, one backup. So you can have full backup, backup all files, disable backup. So disable backup is disabled, which means it's enabled. But when you have this enabled, it won't be creating these backups, and I'm pretty sure you can't go do what I'm showing you here. It's just a great functionality that allows you, again, it's not as robust as like using stuff in GitHub, but it is creating separate files for you as you make incremental saves. You also, this one backup, I think, let me see, Control-Shift-O. So if I come in here and say Control-Shift-O, hopefully that I did that right. And I'm going to save this, and now I'm going to hit Alt+M, restore current file. Now see how there's just the one? So that goes through and clears out all of your old backups if you want to consolidate, or of course you can navigate and explore and delete them. Either way, but this does leave you the one backup, and it starts from that point going forward. So if you find that you have just a lot of files and you want to get rid of them, that's a great way to clean it up. However, they're tiny files, right? So who cares? But Jackie and I were, when we were doing the video demonstrating Dropbox, I mentioned this, but I couldn't remember exactly how to do it. So I wanted to follow up. I asked Macestrith, and he reminded me it's that restore current file is what you want to do. So hope that helps. Cheers.